Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining in to the Laguna Beach Living podcast. Today, I'm here with Janelle, the founder of Kindness Project OC. Hi, Janelle.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
It's so wonderful to meet you. And
Thank you.
I've been following what you've been up to on social media. So I'm just really curious about your story and just learning more about your background and what kind of got you started.
Several years ago, I'm 38. Several years ago, I was on vacation looking at Pinterest, sitting poolside, and I saw this idea of like acts of kindness for your birthday. And I was like, oh, that sounds super cool. It was about 5 days before my birthday. And I was like, instantly, I was like, I'm going to do that for my birthday. So that was 32. And all of a sudden, I started making a list of 32 acts of kindness that I could do for my birthday.
That you would do or other people
That
would do?
I would do.
Aww.
So in celebration of my birthday, instead of like receiving, I would give. And I kind of liked that because it kind of took the pressure off of my own birthday.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to like think of a big celebration or anything. It was just like super focused on, I'm going to do 32 acts of kindness. And immediately I started just writing down big ideas, small ideas. And we came back from Mexico like the next day, and I just started doing acts of kindness. So I did 32 in 5 days.
What were they?
They range from all sorts of different things, like leave bubbles at the park for kids to find, or a bigger one would be like I paid off a layaway at Walmart, or bought somebody's Christmas tree because my birthday's around Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
So that's kind of fun because I like stalked people at the Christmas tree lot.
And then you just said, I want to buy your Christmas tree?
Well, I would like wait for people to say like, oh, that one's too big or that one's too expensive, or like maybe we should try one over here. And so I would kind of like see who was excited and who brought their whole family and things like that. And then I'd be like, hey, can I buy your Christmas tree? And people look at me like, what the heck? Why would you do that? You know? So, and then I kind of explain, you know, at that point that was my first year. So I didn't really have anything to explain. It was just like, oh, I'm just doing this for my birthday. So yeah. And so that was like 5 years ago or so. And it just sort of organically grew each year.
For your birthday?
For my birthday. So just for my birthday. So that year I did it just in the span of 5 days. And then the next year I was like, okay, I need more time. That was like too many to do in 5 days.
Yeah.
So I decided to spend the whole month of November doing acts of kindness for my birthday.
What a perfect time of year.
Yeah,
Also.
super fun. And people like it just all year I write down ideas or, you know, thoughts or, you know, fun things. So yeah, it kind of just transformed from a little birthday project to maybe about a year ago or so. I was like, we need more kindness in the world. We need more happy. And I get deeply affected by what's happening around me in the world. So I just wanted to create a place that was happy with like motivation or happy news stories or inspiration for kindness. So I kind of made it a little bit bigger at that point.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And did you sign anyone on to help you?
Nope.
So it's just you.
It's just me. I have a wonderful husband that's super supportive, and he is the best like supporter. So he is really big into it as well, but it's pretty much just me. Yeah.
And so all these little acts of kindness for your birthday that you were doing, little, big, it would just be you.
Yep.
And for your birthday with your family, would they want to still celebrate? Or
Yeah, so they would be like, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, I honestly would just want you to do something nice for somebody else.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I don't need anything. Like, I live in a great place. I have a great job. I have a great husband. Like, I don't need anything. Like, honestly, just do something nice for somebody else. And people kind of like drag their feet about it. Like, no, I really want to get you something. And I'm like, but honestly, that would mean more to me than a shirt or something, you know?
Did they think you were crazy?
I don't know. No, well, nobody expressed that.
Or maybe they were like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
People definitely didn't get like on board with it right away. And then in the last couple of years, it's obviously been much more of a presence in
Yeah.
my life.
I'm sure
And
just watching you do it,
yeah,
also how serious you are about it, how
yeah,
passionate you are about it,
super,
it gets
yeah.
other people excited.
Yeah. So now, like my sister-in-law did 26 acts of kindness for her birthday last year, which was
Oh,
really fun. And then my nephew he's only 6, but for the last 2 years, we've done 6 acts of kindness,
oh
5 acts
my
of kindness.
gosh.
And he's like my biggest buddy in the kindness
And he
thing.
understands it.
Yeah, for the most part. Like he knows we give our little kindness cards out, and we'll put, like last week was Random Acts of Kindness Day. So he put popcorn on a red box machine, and he was super excited. And
Oh,
somebody tagged our Instagram, and he was like, "Oh, they got the popcorn," you know. So he's grasping it,
yeah.
and we talk a lot about it. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
So is Kindness Project OC a nonprofit? Or
no, it's not.
it's just a thing?
Just a thing, just me and my little phone
Wow.
and ideas
Are
and
you wanting, do you have aspirations to make it a nonprofit?
possibly it's definitely a thought.
I feel like so many people would love to be part of that.
Yeah, it's actually really hard to get people involved, actually. I've found,
Really?
yeah. It's a lot more challenging than I've thought it would be. I get a lot of flack for posting what I do, like from friends actually.
Why?
They tell me like, well, just do something kind. You don't need to tell everybody about it.
Oh, but it's inspiring
I think
others
so
to do something
too. And
kind.
I'm always hesitant because when I post, that's what's in my head of like, oh, like I don't want people thinking I'm bragging. But I find it inspiring. Like when I see somebody else, I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's a great idea. I can do
Yeah.
that, you know? Um, so that's kind of in my head. And every time I like to be very anonymous and not have my face shown. But people don't like that either. So like the more I put my face out
They
there,
like that.
people respond way more.
I've noticed that too. In general,
But
people want to
it's
see
hard.
who's behind
I
the
know.
company, who's
Yes.
behind the brand,
Yeah.
and when you receive a lot of criticism from people that you love,
Yeah.
that are in your life, then it becomes a lot more difficult to do that.
Yes.
But
For
I
sure.
guess you just have to
And
let
it's
it
just not
go.
my, like, I don't love like taking pictures or
Yeah.
being, that's not my interest. It's just, I think the card is cute and I make a cute graphic and I'm
Yeah.
happy. And that never gets as much attention until I like post my husband or my nephew or me or somebody like that. And people immediately respond. They love it, so I'm trying to be more,
Out there.
yes.
Yeah. So
So.
is this your full-time career?
No,
Okay,
no.
what do you
So
do?
my full-time career is I own a learning center in Mission Viejo.
That's also an act of kindness.
Kinda. I make great money, so I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we just celebrated our 14th birthday, and so I teach around 100 students a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
So,
personally?
Yep. And I
Wow.
also have a math teacher. And so we teach reading, writing, and math, and we teach in small groups. And that's sort of also why it became a little bit bigger, this project, is because we live in an area where there's a lot of entitlement.
Yeah.
And always students to me are like, well, what do I get? And so
For
I'm like,
what? For studying?
or I'll be like, oh, you should do, like, I don't know, let's say Random Acts of Kindness Days coming up. I'm like, oh, here's some ideas. And they're like, well, what do I get for that? And I'm like, well, you get a smile.
Yeah.
You get to feel,
You feel
warmth
moved.
in your
Yeah.
heart and like feel happy that you put a smile on someone else's face. And all my students, it doesn't matter. Every single kid is just like, well, but why?
Oh my gosh.
So that's like became maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, became more of a part of just not being a teacher, also trying to influence them in a positive way. So we talk about gratitude every day. We talk about perspective. We talk about kindness. And
That's so important.
so, yeah. And it has made a really big difference. Like kids are excited to tell me like, oh, this is what I did. Or oh, do you want to know why I'm happy today? Like they like to tell me, what they're grateful for. And so it's made
Oh,
a difference.
do you have
So
kids of your own?
I do not have any kids of my own. I'm a teacher of 100 students,
Yeah, those
so
are
that's a
all your
little
kids.
overwhelming, yes.
Yeah,
And it's a very demanding job.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's my full-time gig. And then this is
Wow.
the kindness project is like my fun hobby on the side.
So so are you interested in getting people on board in terms of helping you with kindness project, or
Yeah,
just getting people on board in terms of just doing something kind for others?
probably the latter. I'm more interested in just like more of like a revolution of
Yeah,
happiness,
movement.
yeah, and kindness and I think the biggest thing for me, like my major quote that like struck me was like, you can't do everything, but everyone can do something,
Yeah.
right? So every single person can do something to make the world better. And I think so many people are like, well, I'm just one person. What can I do, right? But everybody can make a difference. And I think if you think of it so big, you're overwhelmed and then you don't take a chance or try to do something. But, like we have a family in our community that just we saw on, Rancho community Facebook page that had a tragedy and they had a meal train. And it was like, I don't know this person. I can sign up for a meal to bring
Yeah.
to them. No, I mean, yes, I didn't know them, but who cares? Like, there's a family in need, and we can help by providing a meal. Oh my gosh. So something like that, I think is, I would love to see people more invested in taking care of other people.
Yeah. Being
And
more connected
yeah,
and
and realizing that just because you're an individual doesn't mean you can't make a difference.
oh.
At least I like to think that, so that, I mean, that powers me, that it's
Yeah.
like if I see something, it's like I can do something, you know, or I can maybe call somebody who can do something or something like
Yeah,
that.
we're all connected with someone who can
Yeah.
make something happen. And if we don't
Yes.
have funds to do something, we
Yeah.
can share some of our time to do something,
Absolutely. Right,
whatever it
right.
is.
And I think that's so important because people are so overwhelmed with day-to-day life, or they're busy, or they're not present, or anything like that. And so there's so many opportunities to spread kindness or joy, but we're not necessarily paying attention.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm so dialed in because that's what I kind of do. But so everywhere around me, it's like, oh, I can do something there. Oh,
I
and
love
I'm
that.
super like a doer. So that
Yeah.
can get me in trouble too, is like, I'll see like a post about Marines needed a baby shower. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to plan it. And my
Oh
husband's like,
my God.
okay, we're planning a baby shower for Marines now. Okay,
Yeah.
so that can get a little like much, but
I
it's
love
also
it.
super fun. Like I know where I can help most.
Yeah. You can
So,
organize, you can get it done, and they need that. So
yep,
why not?
yep, yep.
I'm sure it can get
Yeah.
overwhelming though. But it's
So,
nice to have a husband that's on board to help you
yes.
and also probably thinks it's crazy,
Oh, I
but
am
wants
sure.
to,
They're
yeah.
all the time. He's like, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay. And
Oh,
he's not that personality. So he's just like, wow, it's amazing that you just think of an idea and run with it. So,
I love it.
yeah.
So do you ever take any donations? I mean, are you allowed to if you're not a
Yeah.
nonprofit? Yeah.
So I don't take like monetary
Yeah.
anything, but like, it's pretty like, for instance, at my work, we have pretty much every month I have some kind of community drive.
That's cool.
So I have a huge bucket outside my office, and then it will say for like the month we're collecting gently used coats. And that was for somebody I met on Instagram in Long Beach was doing like a coat drive. So I was like, oh, I can help. Like, that's easy. Like,
Yeah.
everybody could just dump their unwanted coats in this and I can deliver them. Or we did a food drive for the pantry in Laguna Beach at Christmas time. So little things like that I take, or when I'm doing something for my birthday, I'll ask friends and family and things like that to get involved. So
That's so
yeah.
nice.
And
How can people like reach you, just through the Instagram?
that's, yeah, usually the best way. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful to be with you and really feel how genuine and how passionate you are about it. And it's not even, it's just a side thing.
Yeah.
And that's a
Yeah.
big side
It
thing to
is.
have.
It's pretty like demanding, but almost because I put it on myself. Like
Yeah.
if you look at my Instagram, I like to have like really colorful, fun graphics like that are appealing and happy to you visually too. I don't just like put something out there. So I take a lot of time in creating the content. And so it's super fun when somebody from like the community will be, enjoying it or comment and say, oh, I love, whatever, or this story made me happy. I really try a lot to spread happy news stories.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly searching for them and
That's a
seeing
really good idea because there's just so much. I think
so
people
negative.
like to share not people, like media likes
Yeah.
to share all the bad stuff
Yeah.
because that's what gets hits or
Yeah.
whatever it is. And there's not enough good things being
No,
shared.
and there's so many positive news stories out there, but you have to like dig and find them. And so, I mean, you turn on 5 seconds of the news and it's like, oh my God, what is the world? Like,
I
this
know
is
it's
so
gonna end.
depressing. Like,
Yeah.
it's awful. So I try really hard to just find a positive story to make people smile or realize that there's a lot of good happening in the world too.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
With all these acts of kindness, I'm sure there are times where do you ever get sad?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. All the time. We did like an adopt a family at Christmas time, and we dropped the gifts off, and it was just, they lived in just filth, and it was very sad. But they were also so overwhelmed with like gratitude. So I often cry pretty much every time I do something, just because I'm an emotional person.
Yeah.
And I feel such joy that I can do something. But that one really like hit me, that I was like, oh my God, I don't know that they need gifts. They need like,
A lot more.
yeah, they need groceries.
Yeah.
And, a new comforter or something like that, So that was like a little like, oh my gosh.
I know, because then I mean, you shouldn't feel like this because you're helping them
Yeah.
and anything is wonderful.
Yes.
But do you ever feel like it's never enough?
No, I don't.
That's good.
I can't even look that way.
Yeah.
Like that's like not in my brain. It's,
Not that much. You don't have that mindset.
No.
Yeah.
I can't, just because if I did, then I probably would have the same mindset as other people of like,
It's not enough.
I can't make a difference,
Yeah.
like all the, like, I think a good example would be like picking up trash, right? That's like free. It takes a little bit of your time. Every single person can, like, if you're walking by, on the way to your car and you see trash, pick it up.
Yeah.
Like, right. And if every single person did it, that'd be awesome, But if you just were like, oh, well, somebody else will pick it up, or, so the mindset is, if I see it or something, I do something about it, or try to.
Yeah. Is that called cognitive dissonance?
I don't know.
I think that's when you think like someone else will just do it, or
Yeah.
when you see a accident or whatever it is on the side of the road and you just think, well, someone else will stop and
stop,
help them.
right.
Someone else will
Totally.
stop and change their tire.
Yep.
My cousin actually a few weeks ago, she has a Tesla and she was driving. Her car was in the shop. She had another one
Okay.
that she was driving, and it just was on auto drive and it just went off the road into a body of water. And
Oh my
then
gosh.
the doors wouldn't open because they're all electric, and like the windows. So she thought she was going to die, but someone saw her and he came and like
Oh my gosh.
opened it and got her out. And I was just
Wow.
thinking, wow, that person really was like, I need to do something about this right now. And I
Right,
feel
right.
like, I don't know, sometimes people will think, well, I have to go to my meeting and I can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just don't know how far it can go.
Absolutely. But it's so easy to get wrapped up in your own like day-to-day stuff,
Yeah.
for him to stop and see and realize, I can help,
And like
and
get
that,
in and
right.
go. It's just amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank
But
goodness for him.
I know. And
Ugh.
just anyone,
Yeah.
anyone that's trying to spread kindness, I think it's so wonderful. And
Yeah.
when I found your Instagram, I was like, I need to interview her. Because like you said, I didn't know who was behind it.
Yeah.
I was looking, I was like, who is this? What's the story? Tell me
Yeah.
everything. And so I just really wanted to sit down and ask questions and see what you do. And
Yeah.
obviously, it's coming from such a beautiful, genuine
Yeah.
place. So
Well, I think it also comes from like, it's selfish too. Like, honestly, it gives me joy. It fills me up. There's a lot of studies that like it produces more happiness and reduces stress and releases serotonin. And it's totally true. Like, it really gives me just as much as I'm providing for somebody else. And so that like fuels the fire kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
I just want to keep doing more and more. And you can see what a difference it makes, even if it's one person. It's like, how cool is that you helped one person,
I
you
know.
know? And that mindset is so helpful because, then you end up doing more and more.
So you mentioned you worked with the food pantry,
Yes.
and
So,
this is the Laguna Beach Living podcast. So
yes,
I'm really curious your experience with them, and in general, I know they serve so many families.
yes.
I
It's
think it's like
incredible.
400 families a month, or maybe it's even more than
I think
that,
it's more.
like 1,000.
I don't know the
Yeah.
exact number,
But
but
what did you guys
a few
do?
years ago, we were introduced to the pantry by doing a hike, and we hiked to the pantry with food in our backpacks. And so
Wow.
we went, and I was like, wow, what an incredible. Didn't even know this existed. They kind of gave us a little tour. The people were so grateful and lovely. And it was just like in the back of my head, I was like, I want to figure out more ways to give to this organization. So I don't even know, for the next birthday acts of kindness or something, I held a food drive. And then their most wanted items are like peanut butter and jelly, rice, cereal, pasta, and I don't know, tuna, I think, but peanut butter and jelly, because peanut butter has like high protein and
Yeah.
it doesn't go bad on the shelf and things like that, and you can feed a lot of people with it. So my nephew last year did a food drive for peanut butter and
Oh my
jelly.
gosh, I
He did
love
this
him.
really cute. He was like, peanut butter jelly time,
Yeah.
like this little video, and we sent it to all our friends and family, and he got so much peanut butter and jelly. It was incredible. And so
Wow.
he was super proud. So we dropped it off, and they were just so kind and gracious. And so I've just been, anytime I can, been trying to work with them. And so we have our first like big community event coming up
Oh,
on
really?
March 3rd. Yeah. So next Sunday, which we're going to do very similar. We're going to start in Aliso Viejo and hike. And we have about, I think, 80 people, hopefully, coming. And
That's a lot.
yeah,
Like getting
it
that
makes
many
me really
people.
nervous. But I'm like super excited. I cannot believe that many people said yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to meet in a park in Aliso Viejo with food in our backpacks, hike to the pantry, and then drop off the food. And I think it's just awesome because all these people, they didn't know about the Kindness Project and they didn't know about the pantry. So it's exposing the pantry to more people, and it's getting the
Yeah.
community involved in kindness. And we're having a little exercise and hopefully sunshine, and
I love
fingers
that.
crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our first like event. And that kind of, you asked, do I want to get more people involved? Yes, this is like the perfect way. I'm trying to
Do
figure
more
out.
events.
Yeah, I never thought about an event, honestly. And then like a couple months ago, I was like, oh, I should do something. And then like the next day, I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing.
And
So,
you just thought of it.
well, we did something
Yeah.
similar several years ago.
But
So
it's so smart.
yeah,
How long is that hike?
it's 2 to 4 miles. It's 2 if you want to just hike to the pantry and be done, or 4 to come back. I'm hoping most people will do 4, but I think most people will probably do 2. But that's awesome, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the pantry's super excited about having people come, and my husband's work got involved and friends are sharing it, and it's
Yeah.
super fun. I'm super excited. Like,
Well, I'd love to share, so please let me know
okay.
how we can best
It's called
support.
Miles for Meals. So, and it's just, hopefully we can fill their shelves with food and stock their pantry, and, you know,
Do they take produce as well?
they get produce from like Trader Joe's.
Oh, wow.
So things that are like don't look as pretty, or things that are about to expire or something like that. They get like a ton of
That's
grocery
nice.
stores that donate produce and milk and things like that.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So this is like shelf stable stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Thank
me
you. Thanks for
today
having me.
and trusting that it'll be fine.
Yes. Thank you. I
And
appreciate
sharing
it.
About Kindness project.
Yeah. Join me.
Yeah.
That'd be
we
awesome.
Will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.